If you recently purchased a bind and fly from Xhover and don't know how to bind it to your radio, we're going to show you how to do that. Things you'll need to start the bind process is your radio, which is going to be a DJI radio, if that's what you're going to be binding, or your Crossfire setup. Here we're going to be using a Tango 2. It's also going to be the same thing for your Crossfire module on the back of your radio. A battery, you'll need to have your Betaflight app opened. And one thing to really mention here is you want to make sure you remove your props before you start doing this process. Like I mentioned, you want to make sure you remove your props from the drone before you get started with this. Just go ahead and plug it in. If you get a red light on the actual Crossfire module, you want to grab a pen or something similar, and there's a button right next to the antenna and between the light. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and press that, and then the light will start flashing green. So while the light is blinking, go ahead and hold menu, TBS agent light, and go to Tango Crossfire, and then go ahead and go to bind, enter, and it should start to bind and you should see the light start flashing red. So now it's going to bind. It should ask us to update the RX, update marker RX. Go ahead and click that and it'll get to 100%. That's when it's going to be bound. Alright guys, so once it's bound, you'll get a solid green light on your RX and a solid green light on your transmitter. The same steps are going to apply if you have this type of Crossfire module. So once it's bound, these are tests flown here at the shop with the TBS Tango. So let's say you bind it to your TBS Tango and your bind and fly. It should start working right off the bat. But I highly recommend actually connecting this to Betaflight just to make sure all your inputs are correct. So throttle's throttle, rudder's rudder, yaw is yaw. And I'll show you how to do that now. Alright, so once you have it connected to Betaflight, you want to head over to your receiver tab. On the receiver tab, you should see all your inputs. So you want to make sure throttle is throttle, roll is roll, pitch is pitch, and rudder is rudder. And you'll see that's disarmed and that's armed. Binding the DJI radio is a very similar process. First step is you want to plug in the quad. On the air unit, you'll want to wait until this light turns green. Go ahead and power on your radio also. So once the light is green on the actual DJI air unit, it's ready to be bound. So you just click the button right next to it. The light will turn red. Next, on your DJI radio, there's going to be a sequence. So you're going to press this button, then the record, then press down on the little scroll wheel. And that's going to put it into bind mode. Once you have a solid green here and a solid green here, it's bound. And again, you want to do the same step on connecting to Betaflight. Make sure your throttle is throttle, rudder is rudder. Make sure your arm switch is correct. And after that, you're ready to go. Alright guys, so I hope this video helped you guys bind your brand new bind and fly from Xhover. If you guys are having any issues or have any questions at all, please feel free to submit a ticket to support@xhover.com or give us a phone call. Be more than happy to walk you through it. And again, thanks for the support and thanks for watching, guys.